Hello everyone. So today I am going to discuss about the basic concept of embedded system. So basic concept of embedded system, we have to differentiate between the general purpose computing system and the embedded system. We have followed some set of criteria to be described with that general purpose computing system and the embedded system. The criteria are contents, operating system, alteration, key factor, power consumption, response time and the execution. The first criteria is content. So content in the sense, in case of general purpose computing system, a system in which a combination of generic hardware and general purpose operating system for executing a variety of applications. So in case of embedded system, a system in which the combination of special purpose hardware and the embedded operating system for executing a specific set of applications. So in case of operating system, it contains a general purpose operating system, and in embedded system it may not contain an operating system for functioning. Alteration. So applications are alterable, so that is the programmable by the end user. So it is possible for the end user to reinstall the operating system and also add or remove user applications. In case of embedded system, the firmware of embedded system is pre-programmed and is non-alterable by the end user. The next criteria, it will be a key factor. The performance is the very important key factor to deciding the selection of the system. Faster is better. Where in case of embedded system, application specific requirement like performance, power consumption, memory usage are key deciding factors. Then power consumption is more for general purpose computing system, where in case of embedded system the power consumption is less. Then the general purpose computing system, it have the response time that is non-critical response time, where in case of embedded system the response time it will be critical for some applications. Execution time for a general purpose computing system, it need not to be deterministic, where in case of embedded system also it's called as a real time system, whereas a execution time is a deterministic for a criteria types for embedded and real time systems. To be concerned, the about characteristics of embedded system we can classify into two broad categories or follows: based on the performance and functional requirement, then based on the performance of the microcontroller. So embedded system we have classified by the above broad two categories, that is the based on the performance and functional requirement, then based on the performance of the microcontroller. Based on the performance of the and functional requirement, we have classified as standalone embedded system, real-time embedded system, networked embedded system, mobile embedded system. Then next category, based on the performance of the microcontroller, so it can be classified as small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system and sophisticated embedded system. So these are the main classification that happened by the embedded system. We have classified that based on the performance and based on the performance of the microcontroller. So based on the performance or functional requirement of the embedded system, classified as four categories, that is called as a standalone, real-time, network embedded system, mobile embedded system. So standalone embedded system, the name itself it implies as called as a standalone embedded system. This system does not require host like computer system. It works itself. It takes the input from the input ports, either analog or digital, and process it, computes and transfer the data and gives the resulting data through a connected device which controls, drives, displays or associate device. For example, for standalone embedded system is MP3 player, digital camera, video game console, microwave oven. Whereas a real-time embedded system, the system called is in real time. So it gives the required output in a particular time. These type of embedded system follow the time deadline for completion of the task. So next one is the network embedded system. So network embedded system are related to a network access or resources. The connected network can be LAN or WAN or internet. The connection can be either wired or wireless. So this kind of embedded system is fastest growing technologies area in embedded system application. The embedded web server is a type of the system whereas all embedded devices are connected to a web server and accessed and controlled by a web browser. So next one is the mobile embedded system. The mobile embedded system are highly preferred in portable embedded device like cell phone, mobile, digital camera, wireless MP3 player and personal digital assistants. The basic limitation of these devices and other resources are mainly focus on the limitation of the memory. So another category is called be in small scale embedded system, medium scale embedded system, sophisticated embedded system. So small scale means it can be used for the bit size. The embedded system are designed with a single 8-bit or 16-bit microcontroller. It will be used for a small scale embedded system. Whereas a medium scale embedded system are used designed in some 32-bit, 16 or 32-bit microcontroller and digital signal processor or RISC combinations. It can be used for RTOS for embedded system applications or integrated development environment applications. Next one is the sophisticated embedded system. So the embedded system have the massive hardware and software complexity, and many require ASIPs and IPs or PLA, scalable configurable processor, programmable logic array. It requires for these sophisticated embedded system applications. So these are the concept of embedded system. Thank you.